Hi guys. I'm Simoni and
Hey guys, I'm Kanika Goel.
So for our final year 3 project, we've been questioning the work from home situation that we were put into.
And we made this bunch and we're gonna try to show you today what we did this whole year.
Yeah. We're gonna ask our friends to come in and we're just gonna ask them questions. Yeah. So take a seat however you'd want. And let's start. So all of these questions are kind of framed around the work from home practice that's everyone has had the past year online or work from home, which has caused us to kind of change the way we work. So have you redesigned the space around you to facilitate your work? What changes have you made? So
I'm pretty sure everyone must have changed because everyone's working from their homes, right? So you don't change your surroundings or redesign it. Tell us something about it.
I made a whole office room in my house. Changed the spare room into quite an office. We got a huge table, sewing machines, and just did everything out of there.
Do you think you would have done that if you weren't in a pandemic?
No.
You would have used.
Yeah, it would have been in uni and using the facilities here.
Well, what about you guys?
I was already set up for remote working, so I'd already before the pandemic had already had a space at home to work in, so it seemed pretty standard.
So you'd say that you'd have you already have a workspace at home?
Yeah, I've got a desk, monitor, just space that I dedicate to actual work.
What about you?
I also had to redesign my living room. I would just use it to stay there, but now it's also a place where I work.
Has it been difficult to separate your work and your home life?
Personal.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just one life at the moment.
Yeah.
There's no separation.
There's no feeling of I'm done with work, I'm coming back home. It's just I'm still in the same spot.
It's there's no definitive line between work and home life.
Do you feel the work from home culture has increased your productivity?
No.
No.
I like working from home, but not all the time. But I'd like to go in for go into another space for a few days and then work there.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because especially because I did a joint project as well, I felt like I had to outperform my counterpart.
And all 3 of us are a part of a joint project.
The 3 of us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Has it increased your productivity?
I'd say in a way it has, simply because also everything's closed, so just go to work. But I would have appreciated at times to be able to go into a space. Although it's been fine. You just have your own schedule.
I feel like it's been productive in the sense as in it saved a lot of time on commuting and whatnot. Because on a normal day for uni, I'd get up at 8:30 and then I'd get to work by 10.
Yeah.
Because you get ready, you commute, you eat breakfast and whatnot. But then with the work from home situation, I'm up at 9:30 and I'm on work at 10.
Yeah. After you come to uni, you don't straight away start working.
Exactly.
There's you're gonna talk to your friends a bit, and then time for let's go have some coffee, and then you'll have lunchtime, and then you're I feel tired, but I'm not productive enough.
Yeah.
So not having routine has increased your productivity.
Yeah, I feel we ended up doing spending more time, but we didn't feel exhausted. So that's how I felt we're not being productive, but at the end we did produce a lot of work.
There were days we would just finish all of our work on the laptop, but we wouldn't move an inch from the bed. And then we're just we did a lot of work, but we haven't moved at all.
Yeah.
So we felt exhausted by the end of the day, but just not physically and just mentally.
I kind of working from home is just, I don't know, it just I usually give myself too many, I kind of let myself slack a little bit, just because, you can wake up an hour or 2 later, and it starts, pushing your day back even further, I need a break now, and you end up doing an hour's work of work. That's just me though, so.
Has the pandemic changed your working culture? If so, how?
Yeah, I would say mine has. I try and like have a to-do list at the start of the day and try and have it done.
That's what we did as well.
I think everyone has adopted a to-do list in this pandemic. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'd say that I just had to force myself just a bit more to be organized. So again, also like committing to a to-do list and focusing on that.
No, yeah, to-do list was definitely a part of it.
So I realized my working culture shift in the morning. So because we were working in a joint culture, Kanika was more productive throughout the night. So she'd stay up till 4, and I'd be in bed till like by 11 p.m.
Yeah, I'm a night owl.
I'd be in bed by 11 p.m. I'd wake up at 7 though, and then I'd start working, and then in the
That's the
afternoon.
time I would sleep.
Exactly.
I would sleep at 7.
So then it's just a whole clock shifted entirely, and then there's like we tried to work together, but then by 5 p.m. I'm like, I'm tired, my brain's not working, do not ask it to work.
And I
at
was
all.
like, let's start it.
So because of that change in working culture, we had to like really get ourselves to work, which is why we were looking at like working positions and break positions, as you said, like that like you end up taking a break sometimes a bit too longer. So this whole bench that we made, it's made up of like break positions as well as working positions. And
So you wanted to like create a balance between working culture and like your break times. Like, and you want to focus a lot on the break.
taking a break. Yeah.
Yes.
Which is what brings us to the next question. How often do you take a break while working?
Too often.
That's alright.
Not a lot, to be honest. Like when I would go for a break, it would be like, I'd go in the garden and kick the ball for 20 minutes or so, and then just go back upstairs and just continue working. But like I would work until a lot later. I'd end up working till like 8, start at 10, work till 8, and literally have 2-3 breaks in between.
Would you consider that as like a healthy
Healthy.
work-life balance?
I wouldn't even like lockdown is probably not healthy, so no, I'd consider it not. But I didn't mind it, quite enjoyed it.
If you get healthy.
Because like you were not physically tired, so it didn't make you exhausted. Like
No, because my bed was literally downstairs. It's like a 5-minute walk, if that. It's like 2 steps.
Did you think like your work was overpowering like your personal life so much? Like you just forgot to take a break, so did you like forget to take care of yourself, sort of a thing? Because like that happens to me when I'm really stressed out. I forget to eat half the time.
I'd delay eating, to be fair. Like I'd get to like 10 o'clock and be like, oh, I haven't eaten yet. But like, if you're not moving as much, you don't really need as much food at the same time.
That's not true. That's not true. What about you guys? How often do you guys take a break?
I say that I don't know. I just take it whenever I feel like, but it'd be around just 20 minutes. I would make sure that I had a schedule, just so the days feel more just different somehow.
Would you want a device that reminds you to take a break, or would you want a device that like reminds you to get back to work?
Back to work.
Yeah, back to work. Yeah.
It's really interesting for you to say, because you just said like you work
Don't take
about
any
like 12 hours a day, but without any break.
I enjoy working.
I mean, everyone like I think I'm not sure. I can't speak for everyone, but like I've enjoyed working on this project a lot, but I've even realized the importance of taking a break.
do you think like you're working too much and it's affecting your lifestyle, like physical you?
No, because like if there is a time to work too hard, it's probably this year, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I didn't really mind it.
Yeah,
I always justified working out hard and late. Like
But do you think you'll continue justifying this after this year as well? Like,
yeah,
That'll always be like, oh, this is important.
Like, this
You
is
know,
like-
you have to do.
I always think back and be like, oh, 3rd year design. That's when I worked my ass off. Like that's when I'm most productive. So I can get back to that level.
Yeah. That's interesting.
would you consider? So I mean, we made this bench as like to have as a work from home culture. So if you want, you can work as well as take a break on this bench at the same time. So
I mean, you guys.
do you guys want to try sitting
yes,
around
like,
in different ways?
different position,
And,
like,
like, change your
however
position.
you think
Yeah.
you can sit.
Like how would you want to arrange yourselves on this?
You put your legs up.
Yeah.
What's this? I feel like this has a particularly.
So each one of them is actually shaped for you to sit in a very specific way. So this one's just like this. It's like the proper.
Force you like that.
Yeah.
You sit.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Decapitating yourself.
And then this one is supposed to be like that. Like, yeah. Yeah?
Yeah. Is this one for relaxing then?
Yeah.
I write down.
I kind of got very comfortable. No, this one's the French one. Yeah.
Go try.
Yeah, do you want to give it a go? The head's that way. And face the wall.
Face mask.
Face that way.
Yeah.
So you gotta put the back leg over here. And this one will come onto the top. Yeah.
I think it's
It's made for my size. To be fair.
it's okay.
It kind of goes like this. Like, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then that one's just sitting up straight, like.
With the lights out, just relaxing.
Yeah. Would you consider including this bench in your work from home culture? Would you want to put it in? Would you want to use this bench with your work?
It's like a relax. So
Like
It's like
it works.
you can use this bench in like macro ways. You can like work on it as well, but like
take a break on it
well.
as well.
So, like it helps you move throughout the day.
It's definitely looks like be really
If I had the space, yeah.
I can see how this is like its own workspace, but you can also use it as a way of relaxing, so it becomes like this independent thing.
And it helps you move throughout the whole day. So
Yeah.
you're not just like sitting in one position and feeling
Yeah, and I guess that it's also the difference of like just sitting in bed all day and
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
having a separate space, yet it's also for relaxing.
Exactly. Which is the. And then we have our last question of the evening. Would you prefer to interact with this bench outdoors or indoors?
It depends on the material.
It's the same.
It's gonna be the same.
I mean, we could change like
If you had to put like
This
some sort
side.
of like
this-
some
yeah.
fabric on it, I'd definitely like really nice indoors. It'd be quite like soft and that'd be quite playful.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like this would probably be around this. So,
no.
yeah, I would say. I don't know. I'd put the space. It'd be fun.
I feel like if it were to be inside, I'd just naturally be more delicate with it. Yet if it were to be outside, I'd just don't know.
Free roam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
free roam.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Alright.
We will be back momentarily with a lovely demonstration of a game by Inéz.
Alright, so I need 4 volunteers. I could use just some person. Does anyone want to play? I just need one person.
How many do you need? 4.
I just need another person. One more person.
I'll come.
Okay.
Cheer
Sweet.
up. Sorry, my feet might smell there. There she is.
We're going to be using your bench as just a gaming table, I guess.
Okay, that's
Just on the
perfect.
floor.
Yeah, we're going to have to sit differently. I think that,
Should we use that as a table?
yes, sorry, we're going to have to reuse your whole thing.
That's
but
okay.
no, that's going to be our table. You can sit there. Fine, you can sit
On the
over,
edge of
yeah,
this.
at that edge, and I'll just sit here. And then we can use that space and this space for the sculpture pieces, which I'll mention later. So basically, this is the game called Playground, and we're going to start by going in pairs. So we want you to go in pairs and you and I go in pairs. And we're going to start by coming up with a secret sign. So this could be anything. It could be like touching an ear, saying a phrase like whatever you want. Up to you. It could be anything. Just to make sure, yeah, it's a secret sign. So we'll start doing that and then we'll come back here, sit in this position, and I'll start explaining the game. It's really quick. Take like 10 minutes. So yeah, start with that, I guess. Just like go to this side. You have it? Okay, sweet. Ready. Alright, so I'm going to start out by handing out the cards. And okay, wait, I'll just explain in a moment. That didn't work out, but it's okay. Okay, so I'll start by handing out 4 cards, and then I'm going to just be putting for them in.
I've really been excited to be here.
Thank you.
It doesn't seem like, I mean, we're in the same group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're as excited to play it.
Oh my god.
I forgot I have some white ones, so if there are, please let me know. It's going to be a bit tricky, but it'll be interesting playing at your table. So, alright. We have our own 4 cards, and each round I'm going to be putting 4 cards on the table. The aim is to have 4 of the same number, so say 4 fours. And the way you play it is that, yeah, once the 4 cards are set on the table, we start like pulling in and out. Like for example, imagine, I'm just going to do this as a test round. I see that I have a 4, I see there's a 4 there, I'm going to start going for 4s. So, not that one. Keep that one, I'll throw that one, I'll keep it. And yeah, this is all done at the same time, so like you could be throwing a card there and all of a sudden I could be interested and just taking it.
So whoever's quicker.
Yeah, just as many times as we want, and then we're like, when we're all happy with it, yeah, say that. So for example, you put down an 11, that's interesting, you know, because now I have 2, I just need 2 11s to win. So when we have 4 of the same number, you have to throw the secret sign to your partner, and it's them that has to clock it and then be like, cuadrado.
What did I just say?
Cuadrado.
Quadrado.
Yeah, that. However you can say it. But yeah, you just say that. Yeah. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Square.
Square, quad.
Yeah. Say square if you prefer.
I
Could
get
be
it.
easier.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you get it, huh? Anyways. Yeah. That's how you win. When you win, you get to put one of the sculpture pieces. The sculpture pieces are not points, they're just, well, yeah, there are no points to each and any of them. It's just pick whatever you want. The only rule is that the sculpture needs to balance.
Oh.
And wins whoever gets 5 sculpture pieces first.
Ooh.
That's it. Yeah, so
Let's go.
Okay.
let's go. Let me,
Are we reshuffling?
yeah, I'm going to do this reshuffle.
I'm pretty sure I won
Yeah, you already nearly lost one. So yeah, also, if say that I think you're both being suspicious and that you could be close to playing the sign, I can be like, stop that, like cut, and you have to show me 2 different cards to indicate that you're obviously don't have it. And if that happens, then you win a point because I did wrong. So yeah, hopefully you get the point. Let me know.
We've been playing too many like board games now.
Too many of them.
That's all we need for lockdown.
Aren't gonna be better.
Puzzles, board games, Catan, and Rummy Cube.
Which one's your favorite then? Do you have a favorite?
I've been loving
I
Catan.
feel like Catan's been such a usual one. I've also been playing. I've been forced to love it.
I've been liking Catan so much because every time you set the board, you can set it differently.
Yeah, that is true.
So every time you
You
play
get
the
different
game,
rounds.
it's different.
Yeah. Do you get competitive?
Yes.
Angry if you don't win.
Flip the board if you don't win.
Right? I'm just so angry.
Okay, I have a blank.
Okay, so.
I have a blank.
Oh, shit.
Do we
Sorry.
go?
Yeah, never mind. Just do that one.
Is there a buzzer?
Sorry, I need to stick that one. Alright, so begin.
Sketchy stuff.
Are you happy with it? Do we want to change? Okay. Also, you can change whatever you like are going for if you want.
Just mix it up a little bit.
Just mix it up. You don't have that much luck. Okay, change.
Yeah, please.
Please.
Come on.
God, not.
Square.
Square.
For you? Okay.
Should I put it down?
Yeah. Okay, you win. Nice.
I was close.
You're
Oh,
close.
right.
Oh,
That's that bonus
I
points,
was,
isn't it?
yeah, well,
Fours.
everyone was. I was going for
I was-
sevens.
I was-
You were going for threes.
I was done before this round too.
Really?
I'm like,
I was, okay, I think I know your sign, by the way.
You just told
Yeah, you have to switch it, just to be fair.
probably switch it. We'll go to the one that you suggested.
Okay.
Nice.
So do we pick out a
Yeah,
piece?
sorry. You now pick up a piece.
Whoa, that's a cool one.
I think we should go with this one.
Very
It looks like an S also.
nice. Super.
Simoni.
Oh,
Super Simoni.
exactly. I've only got 3 cards.
Sorry.
I'm not angry.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Can you start?
Shouldn't there be a 5th card?
Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I got 2 ones.
Yeah. You got 2 1. That means you win though.
No, I want to use 11s.
Yeah, I probably should have done. Well, it's coming from.
No.
Okay, whatever. No, once.
Alright.
I don't know what's going on there. It's my apartment. No, no, no.
Let them do it.
Okay, now we go back. Okay.
Oh shit.
Sorry, kids. Oh no, that's not 9. No.
Unlucky.
That's a 6.
That's cheating.
Drat.
Square.
You think I have it?
No, square.
Oh, you
The
do?
quad.
Again? Okay, well you win again.
What's going on? We need a.
Do we need something? We're not doing really well, are we?
Yeah, luck would be
Ooh,
good.
this one's a
Yeah,
nice one.
could do with a bit of luck.
Well, you know,
Not really our fault.
I'll keep an eagle eye out for
It's
this.
just big
Yeah.
as
So
I
what
keep
do-
looking.
what do I
It's
say?
cute.
So how are we
What do I
supposed to
Corto
make this?
cuadrado.
How do,
Quarter.
You just try and make it balance. I can tell you how.
Can we both?
You figure that out.
Can we both?
You can't make it balance, you lose.
Yeah.
And we win.
Oh.
Oh no,
Show it to the camera.
we won.
Oh wait, Kanika, do you want to come on
Put it
the
on
legs
the-
of the chair?
Should we put it here in the middle so they can see
Yeah.
it?
Do you want to put? Do you want to come sit here and then come
Yeah,
put it
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be better.
Is this even balanced?
You can't.
It can.
Something like that?
All the pieces balance. I think we're gonna win.
Good.
Kanika will figure it
You
out.
can change the shape by the way if you want. You can change the shape.
Can I change this
Like,
one?
pick whatever you want. It's
Oh, let's try this
not
one. This
forbidden.
one's
It's fine.
Okay, okay, okay. Next one.
Nice.
It's like knuckle.
Exactly. Punch someone up.
Oh my god, I'm definitely gonna win this game. Already gonna win.
What the hell?
Oh, wow.
Oh, let's go for that one. Alright.
Ooh.
Too late.
Oh god.
No,
Oh, I was gonna.
it's so cut.
I saw it.
You both said it at the same time.
Never mind. More toys.
Okay.
More toys. What? No.
More
Or should
toys.
we say I won just so people know what happens?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, we won.
Wow.
We get a point. Sorry, we won.
Guys.
Oh no, you two, you pick. Sorry.
What?
Please, you're already winning. Cut us some slack, you know.
It was balanced.
Sorry.
I feel like this is my game.
Except that last round.
Yeah. Look what happened. Big change. Oh.
Oh. Who's gonna grab these?
Yeah.
Duh. Well, now everyone
You're
knows
so
I've got.
slow. Should have gone quicker. Sorry.
Oh, what did that?
What did happen?
That didn't happen. What? It's,
Everyone must be close. Let's change it.
yeah, it might be really close.
Square.
And it was so long.
I
And it was so long.
Yeah, we're really close.
We're really close.
Nice.
That was our sign. That's our tell. I had them.
I have the. Can you actually do
Okay.
something?
Come on, guys, it's a double.
Sorry.
Didn't they?
We will
Did
give
you
it
get
to
it first?
We'll give
Or
it
did
to you.
they-
Yeah.
We'll give it to you. It's okay.
It's a friendly game.
It's a friendly game.
I thought they called
Did we?
us. Didn't they get us first?
Did they cut us first?
I think they did. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay,
alright, you
well,
pick-
yeah,
you guys can
sorry.
pick
You
your,
pick.
Pick this
Have to be
one.
fair.
Fair is fair. We
Thought I
got
did.
our one piece. We got our one piece.
Road to victory.
Play for the love of the game.
Right.
Sportsmanship.
Oh, sorry.
Don't get angry at us.
Just a bit busy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No,
So that means we win, no?
Babe, that's our point.
That's our point.
That's our point. We
Sweet.
did that.
Here you go, here you go.
Okay,
This one's pretty. Now we're gonna go. So now we have to make a foul. Alright, so I'm gonna use all my skills.
Pretty
I'm gonna
knowledge.
see that.
Honey.
2-finger rip. Ooh, I have a blanco.
Shit. You take that one. You take how many?
2.
Where's the white one? Thanks.
Wow, 12. Whoa, this is a crazy round.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused.
He's got what? He's gonna take it all.
Just staring at me.
Anyone?
What is going on? Oh. Just win!
That's a win.
Okay. Well, point for you.
They've won 4 now.
Okay, that's this one.
5.
We need 5. So there's no
We
more,
can
no
do
more,
it.
no more mistakes.
No more mistakes are allowed. Don't worry, we'll get it done.
We're gonna lose on live
I make
live stream.
this. That's
You're
gonna
losing, you're
embarrass
literally
it.
losing your own game.
Then it makes it fair.
Yeah,
You literally, I don't even know how to win.
anyone could win.
Anyone could win.
Okay. Oh,
Should've-
Blanco.
Nice. Well, we're getting rid of them. How many, sorry?
2.
So,
Dos Blancos.
this one. So, sorry there.
Oh wait.
Yes, sorry. Didn't ask.
Fours and threes.
Maybe, maybe not.
You're not good.
Whoa.
Now what will you choose?
Oh.
Did you?
I'm not
No.
doing anything. I haven't got them. So do we win?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
win a point.
Yes!
Thank you for that one.
Well, I chose
Sorry,
this one.
nothing.
So do I, if I can't make the tower, do we just lose everything? Oh god.
You can use your 2 hands, but
No, I won't have
Smashed
it.
it.
I won't have it. Is that actually
Did
a
it?
point?
unfortunately not.
Well,
Change the rules up. Maybe.
your knee. We can't see the opposite. There you go.
Oh god, there's the box.
A great setup. Just needs to stand.
Do you want to put it next to ours?
I should do there.
Does this mean we win?
Okay, so for the video, we had some change some stuff
I
up.
thought we were playing, no? Yeah, we were. Oh yeah, I like that arrangement.
Thanks. I wasn't paying attention this whole round.
What did I?
God, it's all happening right now.
Big moment. You're getting stared at. No one?
No, wait.
Oh.
That's it.
Actually.
Ooh.
reminder. None of you know my technique. Oh, no, I want to, right?
Yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, I can't.
Okay, no one?
No one. This is intense, right?
Yeah. We can't let them win.
No, we need one
Absolutely
more.
not.
To get right back in the game. Suddenly.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you. So to you.
Don't need it. Because we're going to win. Mentality.
Both the structures look so nice, especially on the camera.
Just photogenic.
It is good both of us can use. Ooh. I'm switching strategies now.
Starting to understand.
Ooh. This game is really tense.
Oh.
Sorry. No, actually don't.
Oh my
God!
Nearly.
We need like some support. I feel like the wall might help.
Yeah.
We're both 1 point away. We can't let them win.
Yeah.
Use that as
We
a
had to
balance.
switch it up a couple of times, but
Yeah. It's
you know, it's not really fair.
So that's the
but-
winner takes it all. You know? Oh my goodness.
You guys
Right,
made it
this
to
one's
us.
the final round.
We let you catch
This will
up.
determine.
I'm nervous.
We let you catch up.
I think saying I'm nervous is an understatement. Like,
Shaking.
yeah.
Just so nervous.
Oh my god! Wow. Sure you guys want to play?
Nope.
Because
I'm done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So quiet, isn't
it's
it?
tense.
It's tense.
For a good reason.
I really like how you came up with these stuff. How'd you do that?
They're made out of clay. Sorry about that. They're made out of clay.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, they're made out of clay.
And then you like.
And then I heat them and close them over.
Ooh. Everyone's just looking at each other.
Ooh.
Doing anything. We win! No, you did it.
What was your sign though? Scratching the
Touch
nose.
it.
Oh, first I thought it was like scratching the nose.
Yeah, I was throwing everyone off with all this.
What was your second one? Your
Winking.
second sign. Oh.
So what happens now? We get our final.
We
So-
win.
But your structure's solid. Our structure.
Well, yeah.
So
So we had to change it up.
Has
we
it
ha-
fallen or
yeah.
has it become something more?
It's going to fall.
Yeah. And then we put
I did something really interesting.
Like,
But
do
go
you have a
ahead.
timer? Like, if you're not able to make a structure stand,
Sorry?
do you have a timer?
No, there's no timer. It just needs to balance at like that's the tape. Do that on purpose. Yeah, but you're making a really interesting one. But yeah, it just has to balance. We had to change it up a couple times. Well, a couple times. We just had to change it up about.
That's
a bit
what.
difficult.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why.
Here it was in a good place.
So yeah. But yeah, thank you for playing. Hopefully you enjoyed. You can play as many times as you want, and because of the secret signs and the structures, you just get hopefully endless play.
Yeah. Which is a good. It's like actually that's a sign of a good game.
Yeah. Hopefully, just if you enjoyed it, then that's fine.
Leave a thumbs up.
Okay.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Hello. My friend, it's been so long. I was calling to tell you about my Kinetic phone box project. Yes, of course. Tell me about it. I've seen it all over social media. Yeah, it's been quite popular recently amongst artists. Let me tell you a bit more about it. The Kinetic phone box stands at the top of One for the Road, the most impressive art bar in London. It is a careful replica of a K6 red telephone box, like the ones that I'm calling you from, and the ones that you may see dispersed around London. The only difference is that the Kinetic phone box isn't designed to make calls. It is designed for another way to communicate and showcase urban art. It acts as a magnet for street art and street artists around it, building a collection of interventions and keeping its natural cycle of getting painted, weathering, and getting the paint removed after some time. Nonetheless, the removal of art from the panels is a very different process when it comes to the Kinetic box. All four sides detach and can be replaced with clean new panels. And instead of destroying the art that was on it, the panels can be placed on other versions of the Kinetic box or showcased at events or art spaces. Even though the panels lose the magnetic component to attract art around them when they leave the original spot, they might not originally belong to the new spot. However, they now become part of the vehicle for urban and street art, creating links across these different Kinetic boxes and panels, no matter where they are placed. It's a buffer zone between what's real and what's commissioned, what's real street art and what's commissioned art, maintaining values but challenging the process and aftermath of art. I built the phone box from scratch, making sure my design revolved around being able to detach the side panels from the phone box in order to be able to replace them with clean ones and archive the previously painted ones. Hence the name Kinetic phone box, as it is in constant movement and alteration. Working with the art community in London was an incredible experience, and as you already know, my friend, art and street art are my passion. My next steps with this project are already underway. I have started a new community project with the same underlining function in order to add value to a space via street art and its preservation, and so far, it's going amazingly well. Wow, could I speak to one of those artists involved and ask them about what they think about it? Yeah, sure, here. I'll put you over to Orbit and another artist so he can tell you about what they think about the box.
I think the phone box is about communication and it's about connecting each other. And I think the connection is the space, is the place, is the artist, is the expression, is the desire to be a part of each other's expression. You know, the box and communication, I feel like it's just another hat nod towards, you know, these ideas. is exactly what I'd say. It's another hat nod towards a freedom of space, a freedom of expression, a freedom of people, and to see the reaction that brings to a current business. And also it's creating spaces, it's created a space for a different type of people. It's the biggest, art bar in London now, and when we see lockdown, fully come down, I think it's going to be a very blossoming place. I think it's just really nice to have your work in such a space and to be able to be part of a community.
The idea of having artists and people from the community coming and adding to it, and then it being able to be taken apart and displayed elsewhere, and then moved and changed at all times is great. It's also a fantastic aspect of street art. That's what street art's about, sort of adding to things, taking things away, it being replaced.
To see the phone box on the roof now being covered in art, the art is stunning. It changes nearly every week. There's new artists coming in here. It's just amazing.
on the group chat.
Wow, you haven't been able to hear me this whole bloody time. That is so much fun. It's not like I was giving a really heartfelt, depressed rant about how difficult this show's been to be put on. Should I retell the jokes that I already did, or is it not even worth it?
Do it, encore.
Not...
Do it.
So I've been studying design this whole time. So I study design, which is a very difficult degree. I am literally just repeating myself at this point, which is why the tone has gone from my voice. That and I'm burning out. So I study design. It's a very difficult degree. It's a very hard degree, but I love it. You work hard on this degree. You're in every day, 10 till 5, as it should be. That's a job, almost. Treat it like a job. But my housemate studies international relations, and he barely does any work because he's only in a couple hours a week or a few hours a week for lectures, which is, fine. It's a degree, I guess, but the difference in workload between design and international relations couldn't be greater. And I wouldn't want to diss another person's degree, but I will say I understand why Brexit negotiations took so long. That we're not educating people properly. I think you can tell a lot about a society by what's on their money. I think you can learn a lot about a culture of a society by what's on their money. Because in Europe, for instance, on the euro, they've got bridges. And because the European Union and the euro, the single currency for so many nations, is all about building bridges between these nations. It makes sense. They're very literal in Europe, on the continent. In the UK, on the pound, we have the Queen, in case we forget. And in America, on the money, they've got a bunch of different white men, which makes sense for them. But the most clear example of learning about a country from the money is Australia, because on the Australia $50 bill, there's a spelling mistake, which tells you everything you need to know about Australia. But what makes it worse, or better, in my opinion, is that the misspelled word on the $50 Australian bill is the word responsibility. And it's just ironic on too many levels. It's too perfect of an example not to bring up, I don't know if advertising works. I feel like this is relevant to design. Maybe any designers in the comments section of this video can start some discourse. I don't think advertising works because there's been this billboard near my house and for the last 6 months, all it's had on it is just the words "advertise here" and a phone number. And it's been like that. They've been trying to drum up business for people to advertise on this billboard for about 6 months, which means that billboard advertising can't even sell billboard advertising. Maybe that's just me. Okay. So everyone you've seen tonight has been at least once vaccinated, I believe, and we're all... Or some people have had 2. Thanks for rubbing that one in. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Ben. We should really start calling Ben Breadcrumbs because all the birds love him. That one always gets a laugh. Yeah, we're all vaccinated, but there's been a lot of there's been a bit of an outbreak. I've got my vaccine card on me. It's over behind the computer. And I'm once vaccinated. I'm getting my second one in a few weeks. I'm really looking forward to for the free coffee after I get the second one, after I fill out my card. Ruined that punchline. Sometimes when you do stand-up at open mics or even gigs where people ask you to perform, people walk out of the room while you're performing, or they get on their phone in the background, or they walk out on the phone. And I really don't mind that. I've started to pretend or imagine that these people walking out of my gigs are getting the news of some terrible family emergency. And it's possible I'm not actually a good person. But I'm trying to be, which has to count for something, right? Trying has to count, right? I have a friend who is a bisexual woman, and she is in a relationship with a straight man. And a lot of her queer friends, a lot of her queer friends are like kind of dismissive of her relationship, because they say to her, and they've said to me about this relationship, like, why would you, if you're a bisexual woman and why would you choose to be with a man when you could be with a woman? And I explain it to them like, guys, it's got nothing to do with that. Like, love isn't about who you choose to be with. It's not about choosing who you fall in love with. I thought a bunch of lesbians would understand that one. Don't feel bad, these jokes aren't bombing. There are people snickering all around the room. They feel awkward because they don't want to be the only one laughing at the joke about lesbians. It's fine, guys. Everything's okay. No one's getting cancelled but me. I've noticed something. I've noticed another thing. When my parents can't read something, they'll put their reading glasses on. But when they really can't read something, they'll take them off and squint even harder. It's crazy. It's like, what's really going on here? Do you need them? You don't need them. Just put the paper closer to your face. They're watching now, probably. Hi, guys. My dad has gotten on the trend of converting a van into a camper van. You know, these people who they travel and they live in these vans. My dad is just building them. He doesn't want to live in the van. He just wants to build them and sell them, which is awesome. But like, I think these people who started living in their vans after building them, I think this is how the society in Mad Max began. I think this is the first step. I think we're right around the corner from a climate disaster and an entirely road-based society, and I am here for it. I've got my dad on board. We'll just hit the road, you know? I mean, it's not far to go. We're 60 miles from the ocean at any point in this country. Makes climate change more real, doesn't it? I don't like scary movies. I really hate horror movies. Or I like a thriller, I like a mystery, but I don't like scary movies. I don't want to be jumped or like made. I don't want to be scared during a movie or anxious that, oh my god, are these characters going to be okay? Are they going to be okay? I don't want to be worried about whether someone else is going to be okay. I'm too anxious all the time that, are we going to be okay in the real world? Like, the world's dying, there's poison in the air and disease everywhere, and we all have to be tested and vaccinated and all these things. And, you know, I don't want to be scared of the characters getting hurt. I'm scared of us getting hurt. And that's not so much funny as it is I just needed to say it out loud to someone. And the internet felt like the right place, of course. So it's on there forever now. I'm very aware of, like, I'm in a quite frustrated emotional state, and I have a microphone and a platform. This is like the most dangerous possible way to like deal with these emotions. Oh god, what if I just... Anyway. So obviously we've been in lockdown and people have been rewatching content online or on TV that, you know, to comfort them, I guess. Comfort television. Everyone was rewatching Friends or The Office or something during lockdown. I was rewatching Pokemon because I like the nostalgia of my childhood, and Pokemon was created sort of like, it's the most simple television. Like, there's no drama in Pokemon. No drama comes up in Pokemon that isn't immediately resolved by like, oh no, where are we going to get some sand from? And then like a Pokemon like jumps up and he's covered in sand. It's like, oh, thank you, Sandy. It's like instantly fulfilled. It's not dramatic at all, which is why it's got the emotional stakes of like dirt. So it's fine to watch if you're stressed out, but I've been like comfort watching television to get like to comfort me for like 4 years now, because like the Trump administration was incredibly
anxiety-inducing.
Anxiety-inducing. Thank you, citizen. yeah, it was anxiety-inducing, wasn't it? Like I rewatched The West Wing. I rewatched all seven seasons of The West Wing about 7 times during the Trump administration. I remember getting to the last episode one night, and it was like July 2020. I got to the end of season 7, and I immediately started watching season 1, episode 1 again, just because the election was happening and the pandemic was terrible. I just needed the comfort of watching a president, even a fictional president, who was acting with competence and care and consideration. And maybe this isn't funny, but, you know, it's the end of a long week and no one's going to stop me. They don't know. No one else knows how to turn this live stream off, so there's only 6 of you watching out there, so it's fine. It's not like I'm like dragging down Goldsmith's reputation by going on too long. So, it gets in the paper tomorrow. Delirious design student destroys on YouTube. I don't know. I like alliteration, but it's difficult to keep up after 4 words. Yeah. No, Goldsmiths is a lovely place to have. I mean, where else would they let me do this? No other degree would let me do this. It's been a lovely place to be for 3 years. I think we'll all agree. At least our department, art can suck it. Yeah, I mean, like we really did only get like a year and a half's worth of a 3-year degree. I mean, I'm not angry about the strikes. I'm just like disappointed, you know. Huh? This is your moment. Speak up.
I wasn't trying to.
You know, usually at my gigs, I create a moment for audience participation. Let's do it. Hello, what's your name, citizen? What's your name?
What did you call me earlier?
Breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs.
Hi, Breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, can you, are you a Cars guy? Do you like cars? Do you?
No, not really.
You don't like cars. I agree, it's not Pixar's best work. Anyway, that's usually said with a lot more enthusiasm. Okay, yeah. Goldsmiths has been great. Obviously, we have to acknowledge, like, it's a bubble. It's a left-wing bubble inside a left-wing bubble of London. And so, you know, you've got to take everything, all the political discourse that you hear on campus with, like, a grain of salt and a grain of Marxism. Or, like, what's the opposite of Marxism? A grain of capitalism to undo the overwhelming taste of Marxism in your mouth after having spoken to anyone in the student union for more than 10 minutes. God, I miss going to the student union. But not because the space is particularly nice, it's just because I had a housemate who worked behind the bar and we got cheaper drinks. It's, you know, now that everything's opening up, I'm spending money again, and I didn't realise that I don't live a very cheap lifestyle, apparently. Where was I? Goldsmiths. It's great. Come along for an open day. I think there was one today. Yeah. Campus is open. You just walk on, it seems. We're not very secure. But yeah, it's been a bubble within a bubble. It's a left-wing place. We're all very liberal. And I go home after, you know, being in such a liberal bubble, and I interact with my family and my friends from back home, and they hear my incredibly left-wing views, and they rebuttal me with their views. And, you know, sometimes they call me a champagne socialist, which I find absolutely ridiculous, because this is Prosecco. And warm. That is it for my prepared remarks. Would anyone like to suggest a topic? No. That would be ridiculous. Listen, if I can talk directly to the internet, and those of you watching. Oh, I just lost a viewer. Excellent. If I can talk to the 5 of you remaining, thank you so much for watching this. I can't tell you how much work has gone into putting this show on, and I can't tell you how disappointing it is that the technology failed and failed and failed over and over again. But I
We
like.
made it through.
We made it through. Yeah, we did. Thank you. Yeah, and I think that's the show will be back. The show will be back on Monday with some stuff for you to watch on this YouTube channel. Tune in if you like, or don't. This might have really turned you off. My name is Max Mydat. Everyone here has been Ben, Farley, Simoni, Kanika, Inéz, and Sam's been joining us. Hello, Sam. You can see all of their projects and more at ohmyfriend.co.uk. This is the end of my words.
How do I install?
Good job.